What's up everyone and welcome to the club. In today's video we're going to be drawing the Indoraptor from Jurassic World. Now we're going to be drawing this character from the side. So let's start all the way over to the left side of the top of our page with the eye. So we start with the inside edge of the eye. We're going to curve up, around the eye, and then down. Now on the inside I just want to curl the brow, going out and then up. Now we're going to tuck the eye in underneath the brow. So starting from this point we're going to draw in a circle, curving down, around, and I'm just going to pull this up underneath the brow. And then we're going to add a little bit of a wrinkle in the inside of the eye. Starting up here, we're going to curve down and over towards the right. Now we want to accentuate the top of the brow coming down towards the back of the head. So starting up here, we're going to follow that same curve of the eye, going up, and we're just going to hook that down. Now we're going to work our way towards the left. Starting just in behind the brow on the left side, start by curving down and then up. Now we're going to round this out and come down towards the tip of the beak. So round it out and then come down to right about there. Now let's draw on the top edge of the mouth. Starting from the beak, curve across, and then pull this down underneath the eye, and we're just going to pull that back up. Let's add that ridge along the front of the beak. From the inside of the brow, we're going to step down, curve up, and then down on the outside. And let's add the nostril along the front. And draw a short curve going up and over towards the right. Now let's draw on the lower jaw. Starting underneath the top of the mouth, right out here, curve down and then across towards the left. And we're just going to bend this down and then bend that back up towards the tip of the jaw. And now from this line, we're going to work our way towards the back of the jaw. We're going to taper this coming down and then up. And we're going to bend this back over towards the right. And I'm just going to curl this back up towards the top. Now let's add the cartilage in between the top and bottom of the mouth. So we start up here, we curve in and then back down. Now let's add the top row of teeth. Starting from the tip of the beak, curve down and then in. Now we're just going to taper that curve going back up. Let's do another one. And we're going to continue all the way over towards the edge of the cartilage. Now we're going to add the bottom row of teeth, but we're going to point these up, but we're going to make them a little bit smaller than the ones at the top. So let's start from the tip, curve up and in, and taper that back down. And again, we're going to repeat our way in towards the cartilage. I have one smaller one on the inside. Now we're going to add the tongue pointing out. Starting from the edge of the cartilage, we're going to curve out and then down. We'll round out the tip of the tongue. Now we're just going to taper this back in behind the lower row of teeth. And then we're going to draw on the back side of the mouth. Starting in behind this top tooth, we'll curve in and then down on top of the tongue. Come down to the bottom, we'll curve down in behind the teeth. Now let's fill the back side of the mouth in black. Now I'm going to move back up. I want to darken the outside edge of the eye. So we step in, we're going to taper this all the way around and then down towards the bottom. And then we're going to fill that outer area in black. Now we're going to work our way down the neck towards the body. So let's start underneath the jaw. We're going to start by going straight across towards the right. And then we're just going to bend that down. Let's draw the front arm. From this line, we're going to step up, curve down, and over towards the right. Now we're going to work our way towards the wrist. From here, we're going to curve down and then over. Now we're going to draw on the back side of the arm. From this line, we're going to step in, curve down, and then in towards the elbow. Now from the elbow, we're going to curve down and then across towards the palm. Down, I'm going to pull this across, and I'm just going to turn that up. Let's draw in the claws. From here, we curve out and then down towards the first claw. And I'm just going to taper this back up, going up, around, and then back in. Let's add 2 more claws. Starting on the side, curve out and down, taper that back up and in. Now 1 more time, curving out and down. Now from the tip of the claw, we're going to curve up the top of the hand and overlap the edge of the arm. Let's separate out the claws. Starting on the outside, we're going to draw a curve going from top to bottom. Do the same thing to the other fingers. Now we're going to draw in the back arm in this space here. So starting at the bottom of the neck, we're going to curve down and just going to hook that back up. Now the hand's going to be bent down, so we start from here, curve down and out towards the edge of the thumb. Now at the end of the thumb we'll draw a bracket. At the bottom of the thumb, I'm going to curve down and then up around that bracket. Let's add 2 more fingers. Step down, curve out and up. Then on the side we're going to curve around, up towards the top of the wrist. I'm just going to pull this down, sort of aiming towards the elbow. And then from the back of the wrist, we're going to curve out and up in behind the neck. Now we're going to leave a gap from this arm towards the hind leg. So we step up, curve over towards the left, and then back over towards the right. And then we're going to close off the bottom of the body. Starting from the inside of the arm, curve down, and then back up in behind the hind leg. Now let's draw on the back. Start from the bottom of the brow, we're going to curve down, and then across. Now from here we're going to step back up, and curve down and across towards the back. We're going to bump this up towards the top. We're going to bend the back down towards the tail. So we're going to hook this all the way down towards the bottom. And then we'll curve the tail back up. So blending to a curve going around and then back up. Let's draw on the back of the hind leg. From this line, we're going to step back, we're going to curve out. Now I'm just going to pull that in, but we're going to pull this in a little bit higher than that inside curve. Now from the back, we curve down and out. We're going to round this out. I'm going to come down at an angle and curve, coming all the way down towards the bottom of the foot. Let's draw on the first claw. From here, we're going to curve across and then down. And we're just going to taper that back up and over towards the right. Now the middle claw is going to be pointed up. Starting at the top of this claw, we're going to go with a straight line going up. And then we'll curve this down. Now let's taper that back up towards the top. And then we're going to bend this down to right about there. Now we're going to draw the third claw in behind. Starting on the inside of this center claw, curve across. We'll continue on the outside. And we'll just taper that back up in behind the middle claw. Now I just want to extend the front of the thigh, going across towards the heel. And then from behind the center claw, we're going to curve up in behind the thigh. Now let's separate out the claw. We draw a curve along the front and then the middle. Now we're going to take the bottom of this foot and just duplicate it in the back. So we start with this back line in behind the thigh, coming down. We'll draw on the first claw, curving across and then down, and taper that back up. Let's draw on the middle claw, going up with an angle, curve down, taper that back up, and then we'll bend this down. And then we'll draw on the third claw, go in behind, come out in the front, and then taper that back up. And then from the top of this claw, curve up in behind the body. Let's separate out the claws. Now let's finish off the tail. Starting from the tip, we're going to taper this in behind the body. We'll come around, it gets a little bit thicker. We're going to come up and then in behind the hind leg. Now let's go in and add some spines along the top of the head. Starting from the top of the brow, we curve up and back, and then we'll taper that back in behind the head. Let's leave a gap and do that again. Curving out and then down, and then tapering that back in. We'll do that one more time. Stepping down, we're gonna draw a shorter one this time. And we'll pull that back in behind the head. And then we'll add some more along the back. Starting out here, go up and out. Taper that back in. Leave a gap. We're gonna go a little bit bigger. Draw another one. And then one smaller one at the end. And now we're gonna add a pattern across the side of the body. Start underneath the jaw. We're gonna draw a wiggly line coming across. We're gonna stop just above the front arm. And then we'll wiggle that back. We're gonna taper that back in behind the jaw. And then we're gonna step over. We're gonna draw a wiggly line in behind the hind leg. Go back to the front, and we're gonna taper that back down. Let's move over towards the tail. We're gonna wiggle this line coming down across the tail and up. And then we're just gonna taper that back in behind. And then the last we're gonna do is add a few little spots around the body. We just put these in random places and also along the tail. And that's pretty much it. There we have it. There's the Indoraptor from Jurassic World. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Make sure you subscribe and send me your requests in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.